Hi guys, it's Noelle Michaels once again. Before we begin, give me a thumbs up, click. You could share it. You could tell people about it. Yeah, Noelle chat. Well, today I'm in my kitchen again, and something happened the other day. I started to feel a little weird sensation. And I remember there was a YouTuber who talked about being vegetarian or vegan or something for many years. And then his stomach never quite felt right. So I'm waking up in the morning and I'm feeling like not shards of glass. No, no, no. I'm feeling like ground glass moving through my intestines. And I'm like, I can feel my intestines and they're like achy and there's like this sensation of something sharp. So I started to think, what have I been eating a lot? And I realized I was eating a lot of beans. And I thought to myself, now beans have sort of this covering on top that's sort of like a plasticky. And probably that's where you get the fiber from. I don't know. Anyway, I'm thinking maybe I'm not digesting this plasticky covering on the beans well, and that's the problem. So I tried something and it seemed to be better. Also, I hadn't been taking magnesium because it wasn't on sale and I wanted to get it. So, let's put it down. All right. So, anyway, that also helps with elimination, magnesium. Of course, I'll show you my brand. I always get the Nature Made for myself. This is 400 milligrams. If I want to give it to my son, I get the 250. Notice they are soft gels. Soft gels. They're not white, chalky stuff. No. This is what I find works best. And depending how things are going, once or twice a day, depends. Also, magnesium is a muscle relaxant. So my back has been feeling kind of tight, a little bit of spasming going on. So I started back on the magnesium. Okay, one time previous to this, I made hummus, remember? Then I remember those garbanzo beans, they have that shell. So here's a garbanzo bean. Chickpea, right? Garbanzos. Okay, here's a chickpea. And I take off the shell like this, squeeze it, it comes right off, drop it in my sink because I have a strainer in there. And I notice as well, look at this, guys. There's this pointy thing where it's going to grow a plant. So I take my nail and I just remove that pointy part of the bean. So there's only the body of the bean left. And I put that in a bowl. Yesterday I counted. I did 50 yesterday. So I had the rest of the can. And then you need a little water to get that stuff that's sticking on you off. Okay, so here's how many garbanzos I've done. I think I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I'm going to say I have probably 90 garbanzos. I don't know. I'm just counting by tons. And there's a few left to do. And this is what my sink looks like, having already peeled so many and taken off that pointy part. Let's see if you can give you a look in. All of that would have been in my stomach and intestines, guys. So I'm going to put it into the blender, the little mini blender, with some water, a little bit of vegan mayonnaise, a little bit of spices, and ground it up. What I also did was I didn't eat too much. I think it was the day before yesterday. I kind of just let my intestines rest. And then later in the day, I had half a cucumber. I took out all the seeds from the inside, so it was just the outside part of the cucumber. And I had half of it this way and half of it. So it was like a quarter of a cucumber. And I used it to dip the smooth hummus. Now there's an idea. Why can't we get these things already peeled? Goya, are you listening? We need these garbanzos sin shell, without the shell, right? And without that pointy part. I don't know if people that have diverticulitis, they can't eat seeds and stuff because it gets stuck in the intestines. Maybe they would like to buy it too. Smooth hummus with none of that. I don't even know. Do the hummus companies care? Do they grind it up with the shell, without the shell? There's some research to do, guys. If you do the research and you find answers, put it in the comments. If you haven't already, don't forget to click that like button. I want to get some feedback. And thank you to my sister, Helen. She says she watches. She says she clicks the thumbs up. And that makes me feel good. Why not make me feel good? It doesn't cost you anything. But something that can cost you is to go to the website, teesprings.com, stores, and this is one of them, Almost Rude. We're going to be adding more to that one. I think there's 2 in there already. And of course, Style & Peeps is the website. And this one has sweet things in it. Style & Peeps Click Colors. Yeah, they only let you show one color, and then you have to click buttons to see other colors. But anyway, I've been working on my art. You've seen in the last few videos. Today, I had one idea, and I'll show you what I did. I hope you could see it. It says pray. That idea came to me, that word, and then I thought, what am I going to do? So I painted this white. I left the letters, the natural canvas for now, because I'm really not sure what I should do with it. I looked up a couple of videos on pointillism, where they put little dots to try to understand it. I thought maybe that would be a good idea for me to try. But still, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced pointillism would be the best thing to do with that. Okay, so who else is going to take the shells off their garbanzo beans with me? Oh my goodness. The other thing is, if you have a good idea, a saying or something for a t-shirt or mug or tote bag, something like that, put it in the comments. And we'll see if we can incorporate it. Actually, on styleandpeeps.com, we started a new store called Local Artists. And we have our first artist, a young teen, who gave me permission to use 2 butterfly paintings she did, and I made them into some great items. One of them that you hang on the wall, it kind of looks like a magazine cover. It really does. Butterfly, and it says, beautiful transformations happen every day. You should take a look at that, guys. That's really a nice one with a purple on the edge. Really pretty. Yeah, and then her mom wanted a tote bag with no words on it, just the butterfly. Guess what? That's up there too now. Yeah, I listen. I listen to customers. I understand. You have your needs. You have your wants. Okay. I guess I should finish shelling the beans. You know what it reminds me of doing this activity? Sort of like when you start crocheting again. You got to get used to it. But another thing is I remember when I was little, my mom would buy a big bag of string beans. And she used to snap off the ends. You had to snap off the twiggy parts, right? Both sides. And then she would cook them whole like that. But some people like them in pieces. Yeah, some people like them in pieces. And so then they have to snap, snap, snap. Snap them into little pieces. I'll buy shells. Oops, almost forgot the pointy part. Don't forget the pointy part. Yeah. What do you remember from long ago, your grandma or your mom doing that was repetitive like this, boring? You feel like it'll never end? What was it that they used to do? They had the patience of saints in those days, right? Oh my goodness. There's a dish that we grew up on. My father used to call it the poor people's dish. It wasn't from his side of the family. It was from my mother's. It's called migas. Migas is flour, water, and egg. And what you do is you brown garlic in oil first and get that oil to taste like garlic with the flavor. And then you pour this batter in. And then you have to take a chaveta, we called it, a spatula, a nice hard spatula, and you have to start to chop it, chop it, chop it. And this pancake gets into these little pieces, and then each piece is like a little piece of fried dough with a garlic flavor, of course. And we always used to eat it with Lipton soup. If my sister's watching this, by now her mouth is watering. I'm sure of it. Migas. We would have it with Lipton soup, sometimes just the broth, because it was a little bit dry, and you would take it, put it in your spoon, and then get a little broth in the spoon too and eat it together. Yeah, anyone from my mother's side of the family would remember that. But anyway, that chopping part, you could get muscles from that chopping part. And we would have to take turns. After a while, I'd be like, my arm hurts, could you do it? And my sister and I would take turns. And every once in a while, we would make migas, and we would enjoy it. I once took it in because in high school, Mrs. Gunther, if you're watching this, Mrs. San Pedro was my Spanish teacher at St. Michael's All-Girl Catholic High School. And we had a festival where the Italian teacher and the Spanish teacher asked us all to bring in some dishes from our native whatevers. And my family's from Spain. We're Spanish. Yeah. And so I brought migas. And they were like, hormigas? Which means ants. They were not hormigas. They were just migas. And then I convinced the steno teacher. I think she also taught Italian. I'm not sure. What was her name? It was funny because her married name and her single name either were very similar, like one letter off, or the same. I can't remember. But she was very, very cute. Very petite teacher. Her and Mrs. San Pedro were amigas, or friends. See? Migas, amigas, hormigas. 3 different things. Friends, migas the food, and ants. Anyway, I got her to try the migas, and she picked up a little piece and she ate. She put it in her mouth and she was making a horrible face. She made a horrible face, guys. And I was like, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe she didn't like it. Well, it turns out she doesn't like garlic. If you don't like garlic and the stuff is flavored with garlic, you're not going to like migas. Unless you make it without the garlic, which I don't know. Is that a possibility? Can we have different flavored migas? Lynn, what do you think? I'm not sure. Maybe onion flavored, but maybe there could be a sweet migas. This would need some research. This would need a research test kitchen to try out maybe cinnamon and sugar migas. Or what else could be a sweet flavor? Blueberry migas. Who knows, guys? Who knows? Maybe we could they have flavored stevia. This one, I was able to find is vanilla stevia. It's a liquid. Maybe put that in the batter. Or this one might be good. Caramel flavored. This one's empty. I haven't been able to find it yet. All I found was the vanilla, and then I found this brand with the clear. I used to be able to get different flavors. It was great. I could flavor things, fruit flavors. So now I'm using the sprayer to get all the shells into the little net catcher thing so I can put it in the trash. There is a lot of them. And this wasn't even a whole can, guys. This is not even all of it, but I'm going to put this in the trash. Look at that. That would have been in my intestines. Nobody wants this in your intestines. Nobody does, guys. Nobody. Anyway, I guess that's it for now. I'm going to make my hummus. You've seen it in another video. Put it in, add a little mayo, a little water, a little spices, blend it up. Take a look. Take a peek because sometimes there's lumpy. You don't want lumps. You want smooth. Smooth. And I'm going to put it on some lettuce, like salad dressing. That's what I've decided I'm doing today. Anyway, this is Noelle Michaels signing off, guys. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon.